Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. Eddie's here from Berlin. Hi, Eddie. I heard you guys are on lockdown now over there. Um, I hope you can hear me. Got the ear pods on. Hi, Ryan, and hi, everyone else who's joining now. There's a cat going inside the plants over there. So, yeah, feel free to say hi in the chat if you've just joined us. So today we're going to talk about grief. It's a universal experience. And right now, many of us are grieving physical touch and our familiar daily social rituals. Maybe you can think about what those are, what you miss. Our lives are so drastically altered these days. Maybe you've had to cancel some trips, maybe to family, or maybe you've lost your job or you've changed your job somehow. And just the normal things like going to a coffee shop and making small talk with friends or strangers. There's so many new challenges right now, and we're all facing them together. So today we're going to allow space for those losses in our lives, and we'll just hold some grief for our old lives and try to come to terms with this new way of being and accept what is. This is difficult, but there are also blessings that you may have found during this time. So we can accept the complexity of these feelings. Maybe you've tried to, embark on a new passion. Maybe it's activism or music or who knows. Or a lot of us, our connection with our families has gotten stronger, even if it's just on the phone or if you're lucky on Zoom. And then, a lot of us are rearranging our homes and making our homes more comfortable places to live. So grief is just coming to terms with life on life terms. And we're moving into winter now. So we can look at grief as a spiritual activity. It opens up our heart and destroys any illusion of permanence we may be holding on to. So today we're going to sit in collective grief, and we can be with those who we have lost towards the end of the meditation. And we can break the isolation of grief because our culture doesn't really make room for this. And our cultures around the world are just struggling how to deal with the pandemic. And there's not much space for this. And we might be telling ourselves stories, because grief tells us stories like, I can't bear this, or this will last forever, or I am beyond lonely. But we have to remember that this will pass. So let's feel this grief in our bodies today. We'll invite all the sensations to arise in this held container together. So find a posture that it feels good. It could be standing. Laying down might be a great practice for grief. And if you need to move, you can move, walk in your space, or if you're outside. So yeah, at any time you feel it's too much, you can just open your eyes, stretch, turn me off, come back later, whatever you need to. So let's settle into our bodies. Eyes closed or open, whatever you feel comfortable with. And let's let our systems slow down and relax. And taking some deep breaths together, or sighs if you need to. And find your anchor in your breath or in your sensations. And let's gently begin to shine the light of our awareness onto the grief inside our bodies. So, how is this body feeling about autumn? Or winter? These are all just thoughts because we're here right now. Resting in the breath or the sensations. Notice what you are feeling. Just being a witness to your body and your heart. Exploring if there's any grief in the heart or body, maybe stuck. Just staying curious and tender. If it is locked in, today we'll move through it a bit and release a little. And you can put your hands on your body or your heart, the places maybe where grief is lodged inside you. And if that's supportive, just laying your hands on that place. Offering your body some tender compassion. Adjust your posture if you need to. And feeling into that solid ground underneath us. Wherever we are, we share this earth. It's holding us together. Maybe you have a new clarity or energy around the grief in your body and where it lies. Maybe it's moving. And if you can't locate it, that's also fine. Just understanding and accepting that grief is here. You can feel it a little or a lot. It is here with us. We give it lots of space and love, knowing it will change. You can hold it together today. And release it a little with your breath, knowing it's impermanent. Let yourself feel the loss of your old life before March. See if the heart can open. Staying compassionate to whatever is arising. And connecting to the world around you, your neighbors, the people who are here with us now, and the 100 people who will watch this after with us. And that space-time blend. And know that all the humans in all directions are feeling grief. So we're going to try a little practice called Tonglen. So we breathing in our grief, really feeling it all on the in breath. And then on the out breath, we'll breathe out release and love to all those in the world who are also grieving. So breathing in our grief and breathing out relief. And again, breathing in our grief and breathing out relief to all those who are grieving. And we'll just do that in silence for a little while. This practice can connect us anytime the grief gets too much, breathing out relief to ourselves and everyone in the world, knowing that we're all deeply connected. So loss is a part of all of our lives. We connect to this knowledge in our hearts, minds, and bodies. Taking some deep breaths and knowing everything changes, everything is impermanent, even this COVID. And as we come to the end, we have a few minutes left. I thought we could just remember everyone we have lost lately or in our lives, if you like, both animal and human. And you can say their names aloud where you are in your space, or if you don't feel like saying it out loud, just in your heart, just naming all the we have lost lately or in our lives. Remembering and honoring these loved ones, holding them in our hearts, our memories, sitting in silence and stillness together, holding them dear in our hearts. And if you need to give yourself a hug or hold your own hand, feel free to do so. Grief can be difficult, but today we're choosing to turn towards it, which is pretty courageous. And it can cut through our isolation to do this together. So well done. Give yourself some compassion and put your hands wherever you need to on your body. I learned the other day a butterfly hug where you like kind of pat yourself. We can just be with what is. It's great to be with you here today. We are a resource to each other. Feeling the energies move through our bodies and resting in our breath together again. We've come to the end of the meditation, but before we end, I want to ask you to ask your heart what is most important right now. And listen carefully to the response. So hopefully your heart said something. If it didn't, you can check in later with your heart. So even though this is a time of grieving, it's also a time to learn, grow, and transform. And know that spring is coming. It will arrive and the flowers will come back. And in the next few days, maybe think about what activities, people, thoughts, places, other things can resource yourself through these colder days. And we'll be back next Friday, and hopefully this Friday is a resource for you. We're here every Friday at noon hanging out, and there's many other great teachers at True North Insight in French, English, and Spanish. And thanks for coming. Feel free to say bye in the chat, and hope to see you again here. And there's some links below. One is for reparations and one is for True North Insight. So take a look at that if you have some extra Canada Recovery Plan money. All right. Bye, everybody. Take good care. Stay cozy and warm.